How to find a gym buddy. If you're looking for a gym buddy and someone to work out with, I'll tell you right now, the best way is to watch the video by Bro Science. I'll place it on the video screen right now. It has some great tips on how to get a gym buddy. So here I'm lifting with Nas, and it's going to be interesting to watch this because you'll be able to compare and contrast our lifting styles. If you just watch, you'll be able to... Nas is doing actually touch and go deadlifts, as you can tell. And him being a physique competitor and more into bodybuilding, I'm more into powerlifting. You can see there's a huge contrast. I'm obviously a much better lifter than him as far as technique is concerned. But don't discount Nas's strength. His strength is very, very good. His strength is very high for the simple fact that for his size, he's 165 pounds. I'm about almost 200 pounds. So I'm almost 40 pounds heavier than him. And he's pretty jacked. But for the way he's lifting, he's got a lot of room for technique improvement, and because of that, he can basically pull 405 if he just really figures out how to load his hamstrings and glutes more. But because he has really big spinal erectors, lower back muscles, lats, he's able to do real well. Another interesting thing, if you've been watching YouTube and you follow other people on YouTube, you'll find that there's if you saw Nas just by himself lifting, he would look pretty jacked, and he is pretty jacked. He's got some big ass arms, bigger arms than me, big delts, nice traps. And then you look at me, I don't even look like I lift, depending on what videos. But because we are in the same video together, I look quite big. And just because I'm 40 pounds heavier, I'm just a larger human being. Not to mention the gigantic dome and no haircut. Anyways, to get on topic, I want to talk about the belt and kind of lifting with a belt. I'm finding that lifting with a belt is the most annoying thing in the world. When your technique has been refined and you're really good at the deadlift, like I am, obviously I have a lot of room for improvement, but because of the way I deadlift now and my positioning and loading my hamstrings and glutes, what I'm finding is that having the belt interferes with my ability to get into a good hip flexion, mainly because that 10 millimeter belt is really pretty difficult, because if you're not used to it. So for singles, it's okay, but then I find that it's just a pain in the ass, and it's a skill. So if your technique is not good, or your technique is sort of like Nas's, using a belt can be helpful because he uses a lot of lower back, because his technique uses mostly lats and lower back. He does use his hamstrings and glutes as well, but because of the way he loads, he's using too much of the wrong muscles, which in some instances is great because it'll build some muscles, but long term he won't be able to progress well because of the load on the spine, as far as how much weight. This is kind of why the value of strength is really important, because it allows you to get away with more stuff. Because when I was deadlifting wrong, I was able to do basically what Nas is doing, and then later on I'm able not to, because my lower back rarely ever gets sore. I do pull it from every now and again. If you really think about it, Nas is pulling more than double his weight for multiple reps. I mean, to pull double my weight for multiple reps will be basically be 400 pounds. So it's kind of crazy. I want to stop deadlifting with a belt for a little while because I just don't like it. But I mean, the thing I'm afraid of is I'm afraid I'm going to lose some of my technique work, learning how to use it. I am about 7 weeks out from my next powerlifting meet. I'm just doing a deadlift only competition. And I'm just trying to figure out kind of like what the best approach is for deadlifts. I do like Mass Aesthetics' approach with a bunch of heavy singles, but I'm not sure. Kind of still trying to figure things out, to be totally honest. I'm just trying to refine and improve my technique, bar path. Like if you look at the one thing that I see when I watch a deadlift, whether I watch mine or I'm watching Nas's, you'll be able to kind of see where the bar is traveling if you just look at the way the bar is moving. And one of the reasons, if you just look at the barbell, all you have to look at is Nas's shoulder and the barbell, and you can kind of see how it's all over the place. He's in a very bad leverage position. Then you look at me, there's still some bar movement, but you can see my shoulder travels very quickly behind my body. That's one of the main reasons why my lift, other than me being a heavier human being, what happens is that I'm able to get my shoulders behind the bar much faster. Now in this little section, you can see me pacing around because I tweak something, nothing big, but that's kind of what happens when you lift heavy, and sometimes you're careless or make some bad errors, or just sometimes shit happens. But just look at Nas lift. You can kind of see how the bar is sort of all over the place, and there's a lot of room for improvement there. If your bar path looks like this, it means you could add a shitload more weight with some technique work. So that's sort of one of the things I look at when I own my own lifting. I always try my best to kind of really improve that straight line, get that straight bar path, and get that ideal positioning. And I thought I'd end this video with just a little secret of how I got my deadlift to do well, how I got so good at the deadlift. at least at my level. I mean, for 18 months, being able to pull 551 is a pretty good accomplishment for someone who doesn't do any serious barbell lifting prior. And one of the ways I got really good at deadlifting with my technique is that I got obsessed with it. You know, I watch other people deadlift on videos, I'd read about it, I'd think about the muscles involved in the deadlift, I think about the position to use the proper muscle group so that I can get the most drive out of it. I watch so many people. I watch Andy Bolton deadlift. I watch Magnuson deadlift, freaking 1,000 pounds. I get pumped up by Dan Green. I use this as motivation and visual of other people who are stronger, who are amazing at what they do, and I watch what they do, and it's actually kind of what fuels me. And then I watch it for motivation, but then as you get better and you learn anatomy and physiology, and you kind of learn more techniques about how to get the most out of your deadlift, you start to kind of see things that you never used to see, like watching the way the bar moves when I lift, when Nas lifts. So many different factors that come into play, and it's what makes it so fascinating. One person that's really good to watch deadlift is Eric Cressy. Eric Cressy is only 180 pounds, and he could deadlift 630 pounds, I think. He's a 600-pound deadlifter for 180 pounds. He's very, very explosive. So sometimes if you're not one of those guys that are 250 pounds, or even 200 pounds like me, 198, it might be best to kind of find someone that's your same size or maybe lower, because then you just think to yourself, you know, when I watch Eric Cressy deadlift, I'm just saying, man, that dude's freaking 20 pounds lighter than me, and that dude's a freaking beast. So it just makes me feel so weak when I watch someone like him lift, and I get inspired when I watch Magnuson lift and Andy Bolton lift and Dan Green lift and all these strong guys like Brandon Lillies. Kind of find that fuel for the fire to kind of take you to that next level. And it's not just the aggression and being, kind of focused and giving all you got. What it really is about is also learning about the technique and learning the nuances of how to become better. That's how you get good. You think about it all the time, and the more you think about it, the more you focus on it, you have no choice but to get better. If you walk into the gym and you just go, oh, I'm just going to deadlift today. Oh, what do you feel like working out today, bro? Let's work our chest. Or let's work our legs. I haven't done deadlifts in a long time. That's not how you get better. You get better by focusing with intense focus. Anyways, thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys in the next video.